Time is it? Are you recording right now, Corey?
Yeah, 7:30. Bryce. You want to hit this one, Garrett?
Sure. And just everybody, can you try and ask questions in the Q&A section and as opposed to the chat?
Oh,
you can keep them all in the same spot. Might be a little easier. You're recording right now, Corey?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Let's see Bryce's question. I'm wondering, we're looking for clarification of why we do not advertise Enagic and all the great products we have in our videos and ad copies. So a big reason is with Enagic, they have a lot of, I guess, hoops that you need to jump through to kind of deem yourself competent in promoting the products and things like that, because they've had, I guess, people in the past or whatever that have maybe given out false information and things like that. So they have actual approved material from Enagic that you're able to use if that's the route you want to take. That's kind of geared directly towards promoting the products, but they have to be Enagic approved. You can't just I mean, they can give you shit for it, but obviously they don't have their eye on everybody, but that's kind of against their policy unless you kind of go through the proper channels to do it that way.
Chance of losing your distributor ID?
Yeah, it could be. It could get you in some shit. So if that's an avenue that you want to take, then there's some material and stuff on the Enagic website that you can get to market the products themselves. Anonymous viewer. Broad targeting or specific, what works best? Say broad targeting. Cody Harris says broad targeting. For me personally, I use one interest only. That's always worked best for me. One interest. I keep it fairly broad, but not crazy broad. Like I don't choose something like everybody's using when they get started. They think it's a good idea to use an interest like travel or entrepreneurship. That shit rarely works anymore. It's overplayed. Don't bother. Try to use something a little more specific. Something that maybe you're interested in yourself usually helps, especially if someone comments on your ad, you can kind of relate to them a little better. But yeah, I usually use broad targeting. Nothing too specific, but like I said, I've been testing right now. I was telling Corey some pretty specific age categories, I guess. Like right now I'm testing ages 20 to 24. So I'll let you know how that goes. I just started doing that today.
We're doing some new testing as well for everyone that's watching. The reason why you don't need a call to action button anymore is because you can make an actual post and just run conversions, which is ideal. We have noticed a big improvement. As soon as that learn more button came into play, you kind of drop things off for a lot of people, myself included. So we are feeling very positive that this is going to be a big improvement for a lot of people.
Yeah, Travis said he's ran some ads today, just using existing post conversion ads, but with no call to action button. And he said he's just started running them today, and he's already got quite a few leads off of just a few ads today alone. So I'm going to start testing that out as well here probably today or tonight, possibly tomorrow. And then also I'm headed to Vegas on Tuesday, so I'll try and get as much info out of those guys as I can while they're there, right? Try and get as much info I can share with you guys. Are you in the chat, Corey?
Yeah. I just
yeah,
guys. Instead of using the chat, try and use the Q&A. Just post a question and then we can answer. And it actually logs the time for when the question was answered, so people watching the replay can just see that question, see the answer, and it'll really speed things up for everybody.
Yeah.
Just to answer your question there, Ryan, any other products other than the trifecta that Magic or Team Phoenix plan to market in the future, we've got the Ukon, the Anespa, and the K8, obviously. There's also a Level Up R that some people buy, a Trifecta Junior kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a few machines like there's not just the K8 and there's not just the trifecta. I mean, there's lots of options for people getting involved. Just kind of depends on your budget and things like that and how fast you kind of want to advance in the company. But as far as if what you're asking is Team Phoenix going to look at promoting another company altogether with different products, no, they're not. It's strictly going to be a Magic, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah. Compensation plan is bar none the top phenomenal lifetime goal to go for.
Yeah, exactly.
Other products that is of course on you, and you can feel free to do so. But that's I've made the mistake before of trying to do too much shit at once, and you can be great at one thing or wildly mediocre at several. So depends on what you want to do and where you want to go.
Yeah, and that being said, if anybody in here, if you don't already know, if you're starting to try and promote other offers or anything like that, do not promote them within this community or you will get kicked out. That's for sure. There's no fucking around with these guys anymore. Like anything, if there's another opportunity that you think might be well, chances are it won't, but if you really want to try it anyways, don't promote it to anybody in this community or you'll get booted like real quick. No questions asked anymore. There's like a zero tolerance for it.
We have a lot of eyes looking out for poachers, if you've seen that term used, or don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need to really sway from a Magic. If you stick with it, it's the best fucking thing you can ever do to set you up long term, especially as well. Like the comp plan, I mean, obviously if your goal is to get to those ranks like 6A2-3 and start making that residual income, then you're set for life. I mean, you just got to put in the time for even a few years, right? Then fucking set for life. Even if it took you 5 years to get to 6A2-3, then you're getting $5,000 a month no matter what. As long as you're active. To be considered active, you need to make one sale every 2 years. So it's pretty chill.
Buy your own.
Sell it to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Ready for Darcy?
What?
Whoops. Darcy asked, I'm doing great with link clicks, around 30 cents usually, but not so hot on the leads. I have a feeling that maybe the Team Phoenix capture page isn't converting so well anymore. As soon as I'm in the new system, I'll be split testing the different capture pages. It is possible. A lot of that could be congruency on your part with your ad. If there's a disconnect between what you're selling in your ad and what the capture page is going to be selling, then that's where people are going to drop off. It's happened to me in the past for sure.
Yeah, that fucking standard capture page that Team Phoenix has now is shitty, and it's unfortunately we're gonna have to. Well, you guys are gonna have to deal with it until the transition is official. I talked to Jang and I was like, dude, I want to switch everybody over, and he was like, can you please just hold off until everything's finalized with the Team Phoenix programming and all that stuff, so we get all the Team Phoenix shit over there, just to avoid hassle, because basically they're implementing Team Phoenix. They're going to implement exactly what we have, but they're going to implement it into the Gavs back office. So there's all this Team Phoenix training if you prefer. There's the Team Phoenix coaching calls, which is what is going to stay the same. A lot of people have had issues with the global affiliate zone coaches and their coaching call style, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's more of a sales pitch than anything by the sounds of it. And I don't know, it doesn't seem to convert as well. But other than that, so like if people get involved with global affiliate zone right now, and then when the transition happens, they're going to have to transition within Global Affiliate Zone to Team Phoenix somehow. I don't really know how the fuck it's going to work, but it sounds like a pain in the ass. But I mean, if you're fine with Global Affiliate Zone and how it works and the coaching call center, all that stuff, and you don't mind the coaches doing your calls, the Global Affiliate Zone coaches doing your calls, then I mean, fuck, we could swap over. I don't know. It's taken too long. I think it's beneficial to be in the Gas back office already. So
there's a lot of improvements.
Yeah, I'll find out more details in Vegas once I get back from Vegas. If we're still not transitioned and people want to transition, then fuck it, we'll just do it. It's just yeah. Well, we'll just make it happen, I guess.
Try and be patient.
I don't think Jang will get too upset about it.
Yeah. But the thing you guys got to remember is, like, we're all playing percentages here. So just because you switch to a new landing page doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to magically increase your sales to 15% versus 3%. It could be 1%. It could be 3%. There's a lot of variables. So be patient, stay positive. We're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. And for people who are convinced that the landing page is what's not getting them results or what's causing them to drop conversions, fucking Jesse Garnier's been using that stock landing page since day one, and he's made the $87,000 last month. So, so there's no really excuse there, I guess. What's the reason I'm getting a lot of link clicks but no leads? If you're getting a lot of link clicks but no leads, I guess that's one scenario where it could be the landing page. If people are obviously clicking your link, they're interested, but it could also be your targeting as well. Sometimes people in whatever people you're targeting, they just tend to be the type of person that clicks on whatever they see on their news feed, and then they don't follow through with anything as well. So it could be a big part of the reason is just the targeting. So if you're getting link clicks but no leads, I would say that your ad copy, if you're getting really good link clicks, then maybe your ad copy is fairly good, and whatever video you're using. If you're getting no leads, then you got to switch up your ad set. You got to switch up your settings in your ad and just test it, man. Test and test and test.
Yeah. You'll get lots where you'll get good interaction and then no leads. I've had lots where you're getting $2 CPC, but every single person that clicks on that link is signing up for the webinar. So a lot of people don't even look at the CPCs anymore.
Yeah, I personally never look at CPC, but that's me. I only look at cost per lead. That's the only thing that I'm concerned with. And I mean, I guess if you have a little bit of a bigger ad budget, then I guess maybe it's a little easier to not look at that CPC, but I don't look at it at all. Like, it seems completely irrelevant to me. I want to know how many leads I'm getting and what my cost per lead is, and that's all. But like Corey is saying, if you're getting if your CPC is really low, then obviously people are engaging with your ads, so it might give you a bit of a I guess incentive to maybe keep it running for a little bit longer than normal and see if it turns around.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm a tinkerer. I like to watch lots of stuff, so that's just me. It might be good, it might be bad. Do your own thing and it'll work for you.
What else we got here?
We touched on the merge soon.
Yeah, it's got to be soon. Like, they have a lot of work to do. They got to basically fucking implement everything that we do into Gas back office and make it as seamless as possible, right? And it's just because some people are so diehard with the Team Phoenix, I guess, operation, or the way that they operate or we operate, and how the coaching calls are and things like that. But obviously there's a lot of good success coming from the Global Affiliate Zone and how they do things as well. So I can't really say either way, which the numbers used to be in our favor. Team Phoenix's numbers, like our conversions were higher, everything like that. But when Global Affiliate Zone first started and opened up this back office like 5 months ago or whatever it was, it sucked because they had a lot of bugs to work out, right? It was brand new. They had some shitty call center that sucked dick, and it never worked. And like they had some guy who wasn't even involved with an Agic or anything like that doing calls, which just it made no sense to me in the first place. Is
expensive.
Yeah, and it was really expensive. You had to give up 1 point of your commission, and you also had to pay them a chunk of your commission for doing your calls. So it just didn't work. And then but they've got through all that, and it's starting. Their numbers are all on par with Team Phoenix at this point. So,
yeah. And to be quite honest with everyone, I know a lot of people, if you aren't getting great interaction with the landing pages, the best and most efficient way to make these sales is to get on the phone with these guys. If they're interested, get talking with them, get the direct checkout, or like get them signed up and work with them. Because the longer they wait, the less of a chance they are going to buy in. If it's a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, like I've got an actual trifecta sale that's been 2.5 months now. She's had the money, just waiting to fill out the paperwork. Probably never going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, guys, when people see your ads and stuff like that, like they react to those ads based on emotion, right? And when they see that ad and they feel that emotion, they'll click on that and they want to commit. They're amped up right then and there. So they say even if someone comments more info, try and get back to that. I think Grant Cardone said, like, if you can reply within 10 minutes, your conversions will go up like 90%. So try and get back to them. Obviously, don't do it within 2 seconds, because then they think it's some kind of autoresponder. But if you give it, like, if you can do it within 10 minutes, I know sometimes if you're busy and stuff like that, but try and get to it as quick as you can. If they want to jump on the phone, then jump on the phone. Like if you don't feel comfortable doing that right now, there's only one way to get comfortable doing it, and it's to practice, right? So you're going to sound like an idiot probably at first if you're really new to this, but that's just the way it goes. And you'll just get better and better. Like Jesse was saying on one of the webinars, like every time he did a call, like he went through so many before he actually got people to buy in. But he didn't consider it a failure every time, because he learned kind of what not to say every single time, and a way to improve for the next call. And then he just continued to do that and got better and better, right?
It's the biggest thing, is to have detachment. Every dollar spent isn't a dollar spent. It's a dollar worth of information learned.
Yeah, exactly. Like we do our little call here before this, and we were talking about our ads, and now even our ads haven't been doing very well. My ads haven't been doing very well lately, but every time you test an ad and it doesn't do well, at least you have some data of what not to use, right? You know what didn't work, so take note of it, right? And then you can move on, try something else, and as long as you continue to test consistently, right, you're bound to find ads that will work eventually, right? Yeah. Like Jang always says, you're one ad away. You're just that one ad away from a $10,000 month, really.
Yep. Okay, so Mike Johnson's asking, I'm getting good interaction, but they seem to be all broke. Any ideas how I can attract more people with some money in the bank? Yes. I recently went through that myself. I had multiple refunds back to back. And that is your targeting, as well as the ad copy itself. But you can use, oh shit, now that I'm on the fly, I can't think of it. For all the fucking shit.
What?
I can't think of what it's called. Let's look it up here. Insights, audience insights. And you can actually go in there and structure everything from your age groups to your income levels, especially the United States. Because Canada doesn't have quite the same tracking system with credit cards, credit bureaus, and shit like that. So you can actually go in, select your income levels, especially in the States. Canada doesn't work so well, but you'll just see the top pages that they are 9 million people are following that make $50,000. Or you can target actual employees, like big ones, oil field. Like there's just play around with the different targets. Definitely change it up if you're finding a lot of people are just tire kickers or they're refunding. And change up your targeting.
Yeah, and like I said, I was running ages 20 to 24. That's a bit of a risk. I've had a lot of experience in the past with people coming in that are kind of in that age category that they either don't have a lot of credit established or they just don't have much money. So if you aim towards, a little bit of an older age demographic, I guess that can help. At least then usually they have some credit established, which is a bonus. Like if you're going to target employment, choose some careers that tend to, make a little bit more money than others, right? That's another way to go about it. I don't know. For me personally, just because I came from the oil field, most of the guys I target are oil field guys. So, typically they usually have enough money, right? Or they have credit. So it's definitely all in the targeting. If you're running into a lot of people, when I started, actually, I had like 5 or 6 people in a row that couldn't get approved for financing or anything like that. So I switched up the targeting. I haven't really ran into much of an issue since. There also is another financing company that we have been kind of starting to use in kind of the recent past here. It's called Easy. What is it called? Easy Financial, I think. Easy Financial, I think it's called. Basically, if Medicard won't approve them, because Medicard's getting pretty sticky, I guess, like lots of loan or companies like that, financing companies are starting to get pretty strict, I think, because of the economy and shit like that, right? They don't want to give out a bunch of money. People are probably going bankrupt and not paying off their loans. But this Easy Financial, they approve fucking anybody by the sounds of it, like, which is a good and a bad thing. I mean, we don't want to put people into a situation that they can't get out of or anything like that. So, but the catch is that if you do get approved with this Easy Financial, they fucking interest rates are like through the roof if your credit sucks. But it's kind of a last resort, and we've used it for people that. So that's just something to keep in mind. Usually the coaches are pretty good with trying that out and at least offering it up to the people if they don't get approved.
When Mike Johnson says, when should we turn off an ad? Do you look at the link clicks or leads or both?
Fuck, my questions are taking way longer to come in than yours. I didn't even see that question.
Because you might have to scroll to the top.
So out there, I guess there's some mixed opinions on that. For me personally, I wait, like, if I start split testing a bunch of ads, I'll wait for fucking sometimes 48 hours to see what's going on. Like I said, I don't personally look at the cost per lead. Cost per click. I look at my cost per lead. If my cost per lead, let's just say, for example, what I do and what you guys should do if you have the ad budget, just start off running. Even if you can run 5 ads at once, do that. If you can run more than that at once, then great. Like sometimes I'll run 20 ads at one time, but I'll run them just $5 each. And I'll run those 20 ads. I'll use if you've watched the split testing video, you know how to split test, but you can check out, you can either switch up, the video if you'd like. Lots of times I'll run 10 ads with all the same video, and I'll try 5 with one ad copy, 5 with another ad copy. And I also posted a link in here earlier of Cody Harris's videos on how to write good ad copy and how to write a story ad. And the videos are good too. So if you haven't watched them, then watch them. You can scroll up in the Limitless chat and look at that link. There's a bunch of videos in there on that Vimeo page. So, so you can try different ad copy. And like for me, I'd run 10 ads. I'd use the same video for all 10 ads. I'd try 5 ads with one ad copy, 5 ads with a different ad copy. And then I'd use 5 interests for the one ad copy, 5 different interests for the other ad copy. And, you know, I would just run it like that. Same age, same gender, same location. And then after like 24 hours, you can usually, if I don't have a single lead after spending $5, then I'll usually shut it off. Sometimes I'll leave it for 48 hours. Like some people like to look at the CPC if their CPC is really low and they don't have a lead. Like Corey, if their CPC is really low and they still don't have a lead after $5, then they might let it run for a couple more dollars to see if it starts to turn around. Me personally, if there's no leads after that, I shut it off. Don't get attached to your ad if you think it's going to be, if you think like in your mind before you do it, you're like, oh, this is the one, and it doesn't perform. Don't fucking sit there and waste money on it and let it run for days because you think it's going to turn around all of a sudden. Just shut it off and start new, start from scratch. Yeah. So then after that, I'll run it for like 24 hours. If I get a couple, there's usually 1 or 2 that are doing decent. And for decent for me, I know you might have heard someone throw around the numbers like get your cost per lead under $2. I'll keep it if it's higher than that. Like $2 is a pretty good fucking cost per lead. That's really good. So even if my cost per lead's $4, I'll still let it run for a bit. And if I find one that's really low, like a $2 per lead ad, I'll duplicate it. I'll make like 6 versions of that, 6 more copies of that. And I'll keep like 3 of them identical because for whatever reason with Facebook's algorithm, however they do their thing, usually if you create even 3 of the exact same ad, there's one that performs better than the other 2 all the time. So then you can keep that one, shut the other 2 off, and then you can start, split testing. You can start switching up one of the variables on each ad and just slowly test until you get the best possible version of that ad.
Yeah. You guys can start really broad too. If you look back, Facebook actually will break it down for you, male, female, into age groups and locations. So if you start at Canada, you can trim that down to Ontario. Your reach isn't going to be as high and that ad might not run as long, but you'll get good interaction for a short period of time. Broader target is going to run longer, obviously, but that's a good way to do it too.
Yeah, and I know I say this all the time in the chat. If people aren't watching the webinars, like the Global Affiliate Zone webinars on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like Tech Tuesday on Tuesdays, which is 7:00. If anybody in here doesn't know how to see these webinars, then let me know. I strongly suggest that you guys watch those. And I've been trying to post the replays in the group chat, the Limitless chat, but they post them in the Global Affiliate Zone back office, but unfortunately they don't really keep them up to date. So the most recent one is probably in there. They have none up there from last week yet, I don't think. I'll take a look after this and I can post the most recent replay in there. Watch that shit. I still watch it. I still watch every single one. I've been watching them since day one. Like I miss a couple here and there, but I try and watch every single one. I've been doing it for almost a year now, and I still watch everyone, and I still learn something every single time. Like Cody Harris on Tech Tuesdays is doing a Q&A session just basically strictly on Facebook advertising. And that guy has done so much ads testing, and he's spent a lot of money on Facebook ads courses. He knows his shit. So He's a good resource to use, and everybody should be using that guy. And they should be watching those webinars, including Balage's Go Live on Monday. Watch that every single time too.
There's so much information out there, guys. Like, utilize it. These guys have walked the walk. Like, they've been there, done that. So learn from the best. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're ever feeling like, you don't know everything, or there's like, you feel like you should know more, or there's not enough info, you can YouTube any question you have about Facebook advertising or Google it, and you'll find a ton of info that you can research yourself. I mean, It's everywhere.
When Garrett and I started, there was none of this. Like, a lot of what we're teaching you guys, we figured out by plugging through, playing around, spending hours on like those dark posts and stuff. I didn't get taught that. I spent 3 hours just tinkering around, playing around. So if you got the time, it never hurts. You never know when you find out something that's going to seriously impact your business. So Facebook has lots of tutorials on stuff, and there's lots of blogs or whatever of people that do this they just tinker around for fun, right? So use Google, use YouTube. It's huge.
Definitely. I'm getting some people texting me about links for the webinars. So for the GAZ webinars, you guys should all be a part of the Global Affiliate Zone group on Facebook, the Facebook group. If you're not, then let me know. I'll add you. You guys should all be a part of that at this point, unless you're like just started. So they're at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, the webinars on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And they'll post the link, the Zoom link, right on that page, like usually pretty shortly before 7. So before the webinar starts, like within 10, 15 minutes, sometimes a half hour, sometimes an hour, but it'll be there. So all you got to do is just scroll down there if you don't see it right away. The link will be there somewhere. Click on it. It'll take you to the Zoom. The webinars are only an hour long as well. They've cut down the time just so, just to respect everybody's time, because when I started too, they fucking sometimes would run for 3 hours, those webinars. I was up at work. I was like, fuck, man, how do you expect us to watch this until whatever time, right? But they're pretty good with cutting them to 1 hour now, and it's all really good info. Pelage's Go Lives, he goes live right on the GPM page. Yeah, and they're fucking awesome too. They're not as technical as the Global Affiliate Zone ones, but as far as running your business and staying motivated and advice for talking to people, things like that, there's no better training than Balage's Go Live, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been doing this for a lot longer than any of us.
7 years, I think.
Yeah, before like the whole online thing was even a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Once the merger is going to happen, do we know what we have to do to get into the new system? Do I get sent a sign-up link from someone? Yes. Your upline will have it's like a direct checkout, but it just hooks you up with a new system. I'm not sure if that's going to be any different for the Team Phoenix or not, but
as far as I know, it's going to be really similar. We're just going to get your upline will have a link, so you contact them. They'll send you the link if they don't send it to you themselves, and then you just got to sign up. And as far as I know as well, it's gonna be the first month will be free for all the people signing up. So that's another reason why they want people to wait, because people signing up now, they got to pay immediately, and then I don't know how they're going to start refunding people down the road. It's going to be a big fuck around, but that's about all I know at this point in time.
Yeah.
They're gonna announce it, and your uplines will be sending you a link. And also, to touch on that, if people are getting impatient and they want to jump over to the new system, Do not just go like to the Global Affiliate Zone website and fucking sign up on your own. Make sure you talk to your upline, because if you don't talk to your upline and you go sign up, then technically you're just under like Global Affiliate Zone, and it fucks everything up, because that's all tracked in the back office. Your upline's in there, all of that stuff. So you need to get the link from your upline. Don't just go in there by yourself and do it.
You ready for Maddie's question?
I still don't see it.
Are you in the answered or open?
What's that?
So if someone's interested but hasn't
I was in the answered, yeah.
What are things you would say in your calls? You want to touch on this one?
Hang on. Where is it? Okay. Someone's interested but hasn't watched the Webby. What are things you would say in your calls? So do you mean, Maddie, like if someone's interested and they want to jump on a phone call with you before watching the webinar? If so, usually I do that if people comment on my ad or something like that, and I'll be like, hey, yeah, if it's easier, we can jump on a phone call if you don't mind. It's just a lot easier than talking back and forth via message. Then when I get on the phone, usually, bullshit with them, be personable for a little bit. And then they'll, obviously their first thing is going to be like, so what is it that you have going on? What are you doing? Usually they ask that in some form or another, right? So then I say, yeah, like, well, what we're doing is it's called affiliate marketing. So basically all we do is, promote products and services. We put them in front of the right people's faces. Any of our marketing efforts lead to a sale, then we earn commission. It's as simple as that. And then they're like, okay, well, what are the products, or, how do you promote it? And then I kind of said a pretty shitty version of what I say, because I typed in the Limitless chat, but I literally was calming down or waking up, I guess, from my wisdom teeth there. But it was, if I would say, like, right now we're promoting a water ionizer, and it's just starting to blow up in North America. You're probably seeing, alkalized water starting to pop up, and a lot of research and things like that and health benefits are starting to come to light about alkalized water. With the health and wellness industry being such a huge industry and growing industry, everybody's interested in benefiting their health. So it's starting to blow up, and it's really taken off. I'll talk it up if that's what they ask. And they ask if it costs money. I'll say, like, there are some initial investment options. Obviously, like, once you get started, I'll tell you right now, you can go through a webinar if you'd like. Or I can explain it to you here. By the end of the webinar, it's going to prompt you to pay $99. That gets you, your coaching call. That gets you our resources, all of the training. That gets you into the group, your membership. It gets you all of that stuff. The coaching call, basically, they'll go over. If they still ask after that, if there's more than that, then you say, I say personally, yeah, once you get started, you do your coaching call. There's some initial investment options. The coaches will go over that. They'll describe them in detail. They'll set up a game plan that's going to work best for you and your financial situation, your budget, your goals, how fast you want to progress in the company. And that's all discussed in the group or in the coaching call. And they're basically going to set up a game plan that's going to help you crush it out. And that's as far as I go with that. And usually, they're fairly happy with that, but that's kind of how a call goes. Obviously, there's a little more to it than that. There's just try and be personable, right? Just try and relate to them as well. People really like to hear, if you answer their concerns with, a personal experience or an experience that you know of. For example, if they're like, well, it just seems really hard to sell or something like that, or be like, yeah, well, I thought the same thing. It took a while. It was a gradual process. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but if you stick with it, the sales start to come. It doesn't matter what the economy's like. People always have and always will invest in their health. That's just the way it is. It's the way it always has been. So you'd be surprised. That's the way I go about it.
Yeah. People have to see the quality before they invest. It's like buying, well, for me, my power engineering books were $6,000. So 2 years later, I learned a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Does it apply to anything I'm doing? No. What do I have left? $6,000 worth of books that I'll never look at again, right?
Yeah.
So you see that investment, yeah, like that's, doesn't matter what amount of money it is. Like if I walked up to you and said, I've got a brand new Corvette, but I'm leaving the country. If you have $20,000 cash right now, it's yours. $140,000 car, obviously you're going to find the money, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I don't tell them, I'm not like, look, don't go into detail. That's what the coach's jobs are. Don't be like, well, this is a trifecta. It costs this much money, blah, blah, blah. Finance it this much a month. Don't even worry about that shit. That's just a waste of time. You'll scare them off 9 times out of 10, guaranteed. The way the process is set up is they watch the videos. They get amped up on the products. They see the comp plan. Seeing those, seeing like a video representation as opposed to words coming out of your mouth is a lot more powerful, right? So that's why it's set up that way. Unless they're really fucking pushing for like exact details on prices, don't say shit. You can say like, there's some initial investment options that range from like $800 to $9,000. You know, it all depends, but we basically have an option for everybody. You know what I mean? Just don't get too detailed. Stay fairly vague so you can actually keep them interested, right? And they want to know more.
get them to the next stage.
Yeah, exactly. And getting them to that $99 purchase is huge. And it's all it is $99, right? You just got to look at it that way. It's your $99 with the global affiliate. With the Team Phoenix coaching, anyways. Like the conversion rate at the coaching call is pretty damn high. So if you can just get that $99, don't even worry about the sale. You know, think small first. Think about I just need to get someone to pay the $99. Boom. Don't even think about, I need to get someone to pay fucking $9,000 if I want to sell a trifecta. That $99 is so huge. Just focus on that. When you're trying to create a new ad, which setting should you be on when it's asking for a destination or messenger? I'm thinking it's destination, then you put in the URL, but I've been having a lot of trouble with that, getting ads approved, so I'm trying to cross things off the list as to why they're not getting approved. I think it starts off just with destination checked off, right? I've never touched messenger before.
No, I've played with it by accident. It's not what you want. Stick with destination. If you're having trouble with having ads approved, read the advertising guidelines. It's huge.
Yeah, it is. And story ads have been doing better apparently, and Cody Harris was even saying that people have been having a lot more luck with picture ads as well. As far as getting approved, it's always good, even if to get a few ads up and running, even if they're picture ads, kind of build a bit of leniency, I guess, with Facebook. Once you build a bit of a tolerance with Facebook, like now at this point in time, I feel like I could post anything and they get approved. Like it takes time, right, to build that relationship with Facebook. And once obviously they're not going to watch all your ads forever, I don't think. So like once you're compliant for so long, they're probably like, oh, this guy's good, right? So if you can just, even run picture ads for your first couple ads, if need be, and you can get some approved that way. Sometimes it seems like there's no rhyme or reason for why they approve or disapprove ads. You're probably going to get some ads that get declined. It's going to happen. That's just kind of the name of the game. So don't be surprised.
If you guys are having constant ads declined, do not just keep editing them and putting them through. That's how you can get your account banned or shut down. If you have 3 or 4 consecutive, just make, like Garrett said, just a story post with a picture, not too much text in the picture, and don't even have your URL on there, and just say, comment, I'm in, or whatever, message me, get that approved, run it for 2 days, and then try the exact same thing with the URL and just stage it up from there. I've personally learned the hard way. So just take it slow, take it small steps, and don't rush into it, especially once you get denied. I know how it is to feel like you need to get those ads running and really start pushing. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, and learn from Corey. Like, if you get some ads running, don't fucking increase your ad budget times like 20 in one day when you're just starting out, because you will get shut down.
Yeah. Adam Lee, buddy that signed up for the link doesn't have a credit card. What do I come back with? Basically, can't do nothing or prepaid credit cards. Get them at Walmart. Get them wherever.
Yeah. Prepaid works, man. Get them to use a prepaid card. If they can't go out and get a prepaid card, then they're not too fucking serious about it. So
yeah.
What's success rate of doing your own ad instead of doing the ads that are supplied for us other than practice? Any suggestions for getting people comfortable doing them? I find all of my team is super nervous about doing their own ad. I don't know, man. I know a big issue starting out is, people are confused about what to say if they haven't got results yet starting out. So that's when, using some of the ad videos provided can be beneficial starting out until you start getting a couple sales rolling, and then you can, make your own ad video. If you want to make your ad video right off the start and you haven't had results yet, you can leverage your mentor's results. You know what I mean? You can talk about people in the community, myself, Corey, talk about your mentor's results. That's what I did when I started. Talked about Brian Hodgson. That's pretty much all I did. I was like, oh, well, this guy did this and that. And also just talk about your why and what made you decide to do this in the first place, and just be real, right? And people can feel that emotion if you're, if it's something that you're invested in, right? Then people want to jump on board. As far as advice, making your own video, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask. It took me like fucking 3 months to actually get the balls to make my own video, and it sucked. But I don't know, man. For advice, I just I don't know if I have any advice on that. Basically, it just got to a point where I was like, am I more concerned about what my friends or family are going to think, right, if they see this video, or am I more concerned about fucking being successful? Future. And that's what it came down to. It's like, what's going to be more embarrassing is if my fucking family and my friends give me a hard time about a video I put on Facebook, or if I prove them right and I fucking don't get any results from what they are calling a scam, right? I was like, fuck, I need to make this work. So I just buckled down and I just did it. That's all you got to do. And you got to practice. Shoot videos on your phone if you have to. And don't even use them for ads. Just do them to get comfortable.
Yeah. One thing that I practiced with, I just wrote my first story ad yesterday. So I went with videos right off the hop. And just FaceTime people. Like, instead of having a normal call, do a FaceTime or a Zoom or whatever. Do group calls like this. You just get used to seeing your head bobble around and your little quirks or whatever. Be relatable. You don't have to do anything fancy. That's the thing. Just keep it simple. That's what people love. And they're not looking at us to be like a $8 million man, or $8 million man in a $100,000 suit. They're looking at real people with real results, right?
Yeah, and that being said, I said my first video sucked. My first video performed better than any video I've made since, and it was that shitty. So people can see the struggle, right? Everybody's nervous to make a video, right? So, well, most people. I know Nevin's in here. I think he's an actor, so excluding Nevin, everybody's nervous to make a video, and people can see that. They're like, well, this guy's nervous. This guy's fucking. This guy's just a regular guy, right? Maybe he's not an actor, right? So people can relate to that. Obviously, when people seen that video that I made first, I got a lot of comments that were like, yeah, it just looked. I've seen a lot of the videos, but yours just seemed real. So that's why, I messaged you, or that's why I clicked on your link. So
as for the success rate, though, personally for me, I know when I first started using Jang's videos, a lot of people were asking me why I was so pale, if I was running around on the beach all the time, stuff like that, right? So you kind of gotta, eventually you're gonna have to suck it up, right? Because people aren't buying the products necessarily. Like, they are, obviously, but they're buying it because of you, not necessarily for anything else. They're buying it because they believe that you can do what you're saying, and that they can achieve what you're promising.
yeah. And yeah, bottom line is, man, you just got to do it. It's going to suck probably at first, right? But you get that first video out there, you shoot one video, and it just gets easier and easier, and it feels kind of good actually when you fucking finally get over that fear and you shoot a video, especially if you get results and you're like, okay, this is sweet, awesome, yeah, I can do this.
Cool.
And yeah, but some people, Cody Harris never used his own video or content like for months and months. I don't even know if he has yet. Like, he still uses other people's pictures and shit. He uses Julian's all the time.
Yeah.
And he's been killing it. Like, so I know lots of people that still use all the supplied videos. I can post some of the videos that are from the back office. I can post like the most 3 recent ones they put in the back office. I can post it in the Limitless chat. Feel free to use them. They're tried and tested, right? So they do work. The only thing is that people click on that and they see it's not you. Sometimes that turns people off.
Yeah. Make sure you edit them.
Yeah, exactly.
A clip, as that is the fastest way to get your account flagged or whatever. Is if you don't edit it, what happens is when you upload it, that video has a select URL and tracking number for everybody that uses it. So if you don't edit it, upload it yourself, that is going to link you with 500 other people.
Yeah, exactly. Put a clip of yourself in at the start.
Yeah.
And just, like a little segue into the video, and just kind of introduce yourself or say, this is what I'm doing, kind of thing. This is why I got involved. Don't mention money. Don't mention fucking you're going to make money. Don't give false promises. That'll get you shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be real. Yeah, exactly. Easy Financial just in Canada. As far as I know, Darcy, Easy Financial is just in Canada. Yeah. I noticed nobody's really mentioning anything to do with Enagic in the ads. Is there a reason for this? I'm asking because I'm getting asked myself.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a reason. Like I mentioned it earlier, there's Enagic policies that have to be met in order to actually promote the products themselves or Enagic. There's approved Enagic material that can be used on the Enagic website. Like I touched on it earlier in the webinar, but that's the reason.
Yeah. Any advice for T?
Oops, disregard this. It says, what are you talking about, Sean? I've made a couple videos and they're not the greatest. Haven't had any luck with them yet. Where can you ask the videos provided to get it started if you're not a part of Gaz? Okay, yeah, I said I'll post up, I think, the 3 most popular, most recent ones that they made, like in Thailand and in Thailand, the one, couple in Thailand, I think. I can post those up. I'll post them in the Limitless chat. I'll grab them. I'll grab the Vimeo link, I guess. Can they just use that Vimeo link, Corey, from the Gaz back office?
Should be able to. Tell you what, I will look right now.
Are you in the Gaz back office right now?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just click download this video. Whoa. There it is. I'm not super familiar with Vimeo itself, but they're right there. You click on download now. But probably if I had Vimeo actually on my computer, I only have it on my phone, it would actually download instead of just play.
All right. So if I post the link in the Limitless chat, they should be able to actually download that.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Okay. I'll do that after this.
Or at least, yeah, view them. Depends on your computer too, right? I know MacBook is a little different, but
yeah, I'll like I said, I'll post a few, the last three, the most three recent videos, I guess.
yeah, we'll get it figured out for you guys regardless.
Yeah, and then you guys can use those. Like I said, it's a good way to start out for sure. Or you can start out with a picture ad if you don't want to make a video. Yeah. Try that as well. Apparently, people have been having good luck with picture ads. I'm testing some right now. I haven't done them in a long time, but
that's what I signed up under.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I signed under a picture ad of Brian's.
Vegas prep.
Maybe some B12 shots. Yeah, that would be great. I think we already been talking about. There's a what is it? An ultra or no, a UV? No, what the fuck? An IV bus that like tours around and it'll come to your place and you can hook up to the IV when you're really hungover, I guess.
Yeah.
In Vegas. I don't know if that's this trip. I don't know how hard we're gonna be partying this trip, but I'm sure there will be a couple hard nights. Yeah, Vegas prep, Shauna. I don't know. It's supposed to be hot as fuck, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really bringing anything specific. I'm just kind of bringing what I normally bring. Gonna bring some fancy clothes, I think, for one or two nights. Maybe the dinner. I think Alicia's bringing some nice dresses and stuff like that. I think people are gonna be dressed up at least a couple nights. I'm not too sure exactly, but I'd bring some just in case.
It's Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always buy stuff there if you want.
Yeah, I don't know how good of a deal you're gonna get right now with the dollar.
$1,400 for a pair of pants.
Yeah, exactly.
US.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, toss them in here.
Yeah, we're just coming up on an hour here, so any more questions? Fire away. No, we're recording this too, so you can always throw the link in the chat so you can check that out as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload to my YouTube, get a YouTube channel.
There you go.
All these friggin' training videos and stuff. Oh, it's handy, right?
It is. It is good.
Okay, I'll 10 seconds. Anyone? Bueller. Okay, guys. Well, plan on doing this weekly, so
get some questions in, write them down so that you don't forget when the webinar time comes, and hopefully we can get them all answered. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen this next Sunday because I'll be in Vegas.
Fair enough.
But might be able to figure something out from Vegas. We'll see. I think there's that AWOL training's on Sunday, but I'm not sure what's going to happen after that.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, definitely if you guys can get some questions written down so we can answer as much as we can in this webinar.
Yeah.
And if you can't make the webinar, like we said, just put your questions in the Limitless chat before we do the webinar, and then we can answer them there. I don't think there was any in the Limitless chat for today.
Guess we could look. I didn't see
right now. Doesn't look like there was any. Yeah, it's not in here, but for future, if you have someone you're not going to be able to make the webinar and you really have some questions that need to be answered, then put them in the Limitless chat before the webinar, and we'll answer them for you guys. And yeah, just keep on showing up. Like I said, watch those webinars if you can, the Global Affiliate Zone ones. If you want to know the secret of how like I had got success or anything like that, I would say the biggest reason is watching the webinars, like, because not only it's going to happen, you're going to lose motivation here and there, and you're going to get discouraged sometimes. Not only the technical side of things in those webinars are helpful, but just the motivation and the mindset and being actually in a group of, those like-minded people asking questions will get you amped up, and it'll remember why you're doing this in the first place. And it'll give you that extra push, to make it till the next week. And as long as you continue to do that consistently, right, then, you're going to start to get results. It's just a matter of time. No matter, like, you just got to stick with it. And a really huge part of, there was times when I was starting out too, up in camp and shit, and I was like, fuck, this is brutal. I don't know. And then boom, I'd watch a webinar and I'm like, okay, fuck, I'm back in this. I'm back in it. And shit didn't happen overnight for me either. For people who are new here and they're like, fuck, I haven't got a sale and it's been 2 months or something, or 4 months even. Like, I don't get discouraged about that. Some people have came in here, especially, not with maybe a Nagic in particular, but lots of people have come in with online marketing and they've said straight up, don't expect to even get any returns for a year. And Nagic's just a whole new beast, and this is not typical for people to get these kind of results this quick. So, if you can stick it out, just keep pushing forward. Nothing happened for me for like 4 months. I made a couple sales here and there, but shit didn't really start to turn around until I stayed consistent, and really buckled down and decided, this is what I wanted to do. And that was like 4 months in. So,
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. And, hopefully Blage is on tomorrow. I don't see why you wouldn't be. I don't think anybody's going to Vegas till Tuesday. So everybody tune into Blage's Go Live tomorrow. They're fucking awesome every single time. Thanks for tuning in, guys, the people who join.
Yeah.
First webinar. We did all right, actually.
First of many.
I was concerned about figuring out Zoom.
Yeah. We got a little playing around with, but yeah, I like it. Cool.